Radio Rahim here with Mikaela. Mayor, you are on a card at Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
Last time we talked, you were already very popular. You had an ad campaign going with Dr. Pepper as still an amateur, which is unusual for fighters, but certainly for female fighters to boot. So coming from that time as an amateur that has that kind of spotlight to a pro that's getting this kind of spotlight, how has the lifestyle changed? How is your approach to the sport having to change?
Well, in the amateurs, yeah, I did get a little bit with the Dr. Pepper and Under Armour and stuff, but at the end of the day, no one saw my fights, and it was amazing. I loved traveling with USA. It was so much fun, and I learned so much. Like, oh my God, I wouldn't be the fighter I am today without that experience. But now I have a chance to make a bigger impact. I'm on a bigger stage. I'm alongside other big names, so I can really do something bigger for women's boxing.
There are a levy of Olympians on this card. There's almost like there's some kind of intention to put everybody together, which makes for excellent fights. And you're just kind of transitioning out of that whole community and, going for the Olympics and making the team and all that. Do you miss any of that? Is there any, like, your friends there? Is it able to transplant into these guys? Is it the same for you?
I definitely will always miss my Team USA friends and traveling with that team, because it was like one of the highlights of my life. I'll always cherish those memories. So I haven't really bonded with these guys yet, but no, I still remain close with USA Boxing, everyone on the team, and it's just a step up in my career. So I just have a duty now to kind of represent all women that are coming out of the amateurs too.
Well, any Olympic fighter knows pressure, obviously, but being a pro, this is your career, this is your livelihood. You're only 2 fights in, everybody's talking to you, everybody's looking at you. Is the pressure different?
A little bit. There's definitely more media. There's more attention. People are now watching what I'm doing, and they kind of care about my fights. Before, there was nowhere really even to see me compete. You couldn't go online and watch, so it was tough. It's definitely a little different, but that's what I wanted. I wanted that. I wanted more spotlight. I wanted to try and do more for women's boxing and get us on the big stage and make us a thing again, because for a while it just kind of got lost. But this is the first time in history women are able to come out of the amateurs and be Olympians, be world champions, be Olympic gold medalists like Clarissa Shields, you know what I mean? So we needed that platform to come into the pros and be respected.
With only 2 fights, with 2 wins, is it too early to talk rivals? Are there names on your list yet?
I want to fight them all. I know there's girls out there coming out of the Olympics too. Katie Taylor's one of them. And I want to make sure those fights happen when the world is watching. I think we both need to build our brand, and when the time is right, have that matchup and try and do big things for the sport.
It's interesting you mentioned Katie Taylor. She just won her first world title. And with so few women having spotlight in boxing, is there any camaraderie there? I mean, I know that could certainly be a rival down the road, but as you guys build the brand of women's boxing, do you come together? Do you talk? Is there any kind of relationship?
Me and her specifically, no. Me and the girls from other countries, not really. I mean, I'm definitely close with everyone who came out of the United States Olympic team. I have respect for them for sure. I mean, they've accomplished a lot. So I do respect what they've accomplished, but I know one day we'll face off, and that's kind of going to go out the window. But until then, it's cool.
You're very smiley. You have a great personality. A lot of the guys do too. And one thing about fighters like you that are very personable, when they turn it on in the ring, even at the weigh-in, you're like all in your opponent's face. It seems like an entirely different person.
She got in my face first.
Okay, fair play. But is there another Mikaela that we don't know? Like, who's that person that happens when the bell rings?
Well, I think you've seen her. I switch on. I take the sport really seriously. I have fun in between. I think there's a balance. I don't. Being really stressed out and serious doesn't make me feel like I'm going to perform any better. The hard work is done. I put the work in the gym, and if I'm relaxed and I'm going to be happy and smile, and when I go in there, I know that my work is going to pay off because I trust in my training, I trust in my coaches, and so yeah.
And lastly, I would say probably you, Clarissa, Katie, are the main ones that are getting a spotlight, crossover attention right now. But women's boxing maybe needs that one champion or that one star. How do you make yourself that star? Do you agree if that's what it needs? And if so, how do you step into that spotlight?
I mean, definitely. I mean, look what Ronda Rousey did for women's MMA. You definitely need a face to kind of break through. Whether that's me or not, I'm just going to stick true and be who I am, stick to who I am as a person. And yeah, I don't think I need to change. Like I said, I'm funny and silly outside the ring, but in the ring, it's a serious job for me. So.
Well, we're going to see you do some serious work this Saturday night on the Lomachenko-Rigondeaux card. Pleasure to watch your work. I've seen you since the amateurs. Always excellent. Radio Rahim with Mikaela Mayer. A pleasure.